This question looks solid until the end. You said let x be one number, let this be the other number. Totally agree. You FOIL, or well, you distributed, then you rearranged, then you broke in half, then you put the right things there, then you multiplied correctly. Then you said a negative times a negative gives you a positive. There's another 4 that looks like a 9. You would be one of those kids. I would figure it out. And then let's just add a little squared here, because we always have to say that there were 2 brackets, so you need to have that squared. You've forgotten that on every one so far. So that's, to me, I'm saying you're just forgetting that when we show this, it means that we had -1, x minus 200, x minus 200. That's like the middle step plus 40,000 when you are completing the square. So from here, it's like this is the next step, and then what you have written here would be the last step. You have to show that there are 2 of these brackets. The vertex, I would disagree with this, because you can't have, well, you can have a negative integer, but we always come out of the brackets the opposite. So if it's -200 in here, it's 200, and you have to answer the question. So therefore, the 2 integers are 200, and it ends up being 200. And how did we get this one? We did 400 minus 200, because this was our x value, and this is our x value here. So this was one of the numbers, and then this is how you found the other number. And they end up being the same, because if you can get a square shape, that's always going to maximize your area. The closer you can get to a square. Okay. A bakery can sell that. Oh yeah, one of them goes up, the other one goes down. Love this. Revenue, price, multiplied by number sold, 100%. Decrease in price, 10-cent decrease, looks good. They have 200. They can sell extra 10, so they get 10 for every price drop. Then you foiled this. Okay. At what price can they maximize the revenue? So then you foiled, and then you completed the square. So let me foil with you just to double check, because it's never bad to have a second set of eyes. Okay, so I'm confused right off the get-go. 5 minus 0.10x. Oh, I can still see it. Let's go. Revenue equals 5 to the negative 0.10x multiplied by 200 plus 10x. Okay, F. 5 times 200. That's 1,000. You've got 250 written up there. So 1,000 plus 50x. Negative 0.1 times 200 is negative 20. And then that's going to give us negative x squared. Okay, I'm going to put together my middle pieces. I'm showing all the middle steps. You don't have to show this many steps, but just so you understand how I'm getting that. So that and that went together to create that. Looks good. Now I'm going to rearrange it. I'm just going to throw that negative x squared up here. The positive 30x will stay in the middle. Then we've got a positive 1,000 at the end. I'll compare to your answer later. I'm just going to go into autopilot and start figuring this out. Factor out the negative. Thus it becomes negative 30x. And then there's the plus 1,000 out here. Boom, boom. Split this in two. Negative 15, negative 15. It's going to give us a positive. 15 squared is 225, right? Yeah. Positive 225, but you have to take away 225 at the exact same time. But we want this one to kick that one out. So then we've got x squared minus 30x plus 225. Then there's a positive 1,000 out here, and a positive 225 is coming out to hang out. Okay. Then this meant, I'll show the middle step. If we were to factor this trinomial, it would look like this. And that's why I do this step to show the two 15s. I need to see this so I know what the two brackets were. That's just the way my brain is. Now I'm going to put them into, boom, our factored form. Sorry, our vertex form. And what's the question asking? Okay. Did the math. At what price can they maximize their revenue? And what is their maximum? So I need to find out this bracket for price. And then I have to find out the maximum the maximum that they make. Well, the maximum that they make is $12.25. But this is going to come into play when we're trying to figure out what the new price is going to be. So price is 5 minus 0.10x. Price, oh, upside down. Price is 5 minus 0.10x. We're going to take this x value, the opposite of what we see in the bracket, and we're going to replace it in there to find out what our price is. So 5 negative 1.0 multiplied by the 15. Let's just plunk that into a calculator. Times 15 gives us 3.5. So if you were to sell, what are we selling? This is how I do math. Pastries. What's the price they can max? So if they sold their pastries, therefore, therefore the pastries need to be sold for $3.50 instead of $5 to max revenue at what was it, $12.25? I believe it was $12.25. Let me just double check that real quick. Yeah, $12.25. Okay, so the price is telling you what you have to sell them at. They could ask this question, how many pastries need to be sold to maximize the revenue? Then you would actually be solving for this one, number sold. But these questions always ask for one of the brackets in the very end. They want to know the maximum, so completing the square is really important, and you need this x value to plug into one of the brackets, but this is like the extra thinking part, because they don't just want you to complete the square and move on. They want you to use a piece of the information from completing the square, go back, and get some different information out of it. I think that was a long one.